Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Donald Trump has been indicted by a Manhattan grand jury, making him the first ex-president to be charged with a crime. Greetings in the name of the Most High, Emperor Haile Selassie I the First. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm Rastafari, soldier of Deep Roots TV. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm asking you to hit that red subscribe button. We're going to have a great relationship, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Deep Roots TV. Donald Trump, the ex-president of the United States, has been indicted by a Manhattan grand jury, a historic reckoning after years of investigation into the personal and political business dealing and the abrupt jolt to his bid to retake the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, the exact nature of the charges were unclear Friday because the indictment remains under seal. But the stem from a payment that was made during 2016 in the presidential campaign to silence claim of extra sexual marriage affair. Prosecutors said that they were working to coordinate with Trump's surrender, which could happen early next week. They did not say whether the indictment was seeking prison time or not, or even if they were looking for a conviction. A development wouldn't prevent Trump from assuming presidency. The indictment, the first against the United States president, injected a local district attorney office into the heart of the nation's presidential race and ushers a criminal proceeding in the city of the ex-president for decades that he called home. Arriving at a time of deep political divisions, charges are likely to reinforce rather than reshape dueling perspective of those who is accountable and long overdue. Those people like Trump feel like Republican is being targeted for political processes by the Democratic prosecutors. Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing and has repeatedly assailed the investigation, calling it indictment of a political prosecution, and predicted it would damage the Democrats' 2024 run. In a statement confirming the charge, defense lawyers Susan Nechelis and Joseph Takobny had said Trump did not commit any crime. We will vigorously fight this political prosecution in court. A spokesman of the Manhattan District Attorney Office confirmed that the indictment was true. Now, Friday, lawyers and the Secretary of Service said that they needed additional time to make the security preparations. Two people who are familiar with the matters told the Associated Press the people who couldn't be publicly discuss security details said Trump is expected to surrender early next week. District Attorney Alvin Bragg left the office Thursday evening without comments. The case centered on well-chronicled allegations for a period of 2016 when Trump's celebrity past collided with his political ambition. Prosecutors from months scrutinized the money paid to porn star Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Corinne McDonald, who feared that the public claim would extremely damage his run. The timing of the indictment appeared to come as a surprise for the Trump's campaign officials following news report that criminal charges were likely weeks away. The former president was at his Mar-a-Lago home in the estate in Florida Thursday when he was filming an interview and a conversation with a commentary for a man whose presidency was defined by one obliterated norm from another. The indictment set up yet another never-before-seen spectacle of former president having the fingerprint and mugshot taken, facing arraignment. For security reason, his booking is expected to be carefully coordinated to avoid crowd inside and outside of the courtroom. The prosecutor also meant that Trump will have to simultaneously fight his freedom and political future, while also fending off potential more frivolous legal threats, including investigation into the attempt by him to and his allies to undo the 2020 presidential election, as well as into the hoarding of hundreds of classified documents. In fact, New York was until recently seen as an unlikely contender to be the first place that prosecutes Trump, who continues to face long-running investigation in Atlanta, Washington, and could also result in charges unlike those inquiries in Manhattan case concern allegations against Trump that occurs before he became the president and are unrelated to much publicized effort to overthrow the election. The indictment comes as Trump seeks to reset and restore his controls of the Republican Party to stave off a slew of one-time allies who are threatening his bid for the presidential nominee. An expected leading rival facing off in the race, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis called the indictment an un-American in a statement Thursday night, pointed out that he did not mention Trump's name in bringing the charges. Bragg, the district attorney, is embracing an unusual case that was investigated by two previous sets of prosecutors, both of which declined to take political explosions step to seek Trump's indictment. The case may also turn into part of a testimony of key witness, Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, who pled guilty to federal charges arising from hush money payment, including making false statements. The fate seemed that uncertain until words got out that early March that Bragg has, invested and invited Trump to testify before the grand jury, and signals that prosecution were close to bringing charges. Trump attorney declined to inevitable turned into a Cohen undercutting celebrity brief. He did submit and testify, Trump's attorney. Trump himself raised anticipation that he would be indicted soon, in a statement early in the month saying that he predicted to be arrested and called for a protest. He did not repeat that call for in a fresh statement Thursday, but the New York Police Department told the 36,000 officers to be fully mobilized, ready to report and respond to any potential protest or unrest. That means the police stay turned up. Late in the 2016 presidential campaign, Cohen paid Daniels $130,000 to keep her silence about what she said was a sexual encounter with Trump a decade early after they met in a celebrity golf tournament. Cohen was the reimburser by Trump company and then the organization, which also rewarded a lawyer with bonus extra payment logging internally and in the legal logs as expenses. Over several months, Cohen said that the company paid him $420,000. Early in 2016, Cohen also arranged for publisher of the supermarket tabloid, the National Enquirer, to pay Douglas $150,000 to squelch her story of Trump's affair in the journalistical dubious practice known as catch and kill. The payment to the woman were intended to buy secrecy, but that backfired. almost immediately as details of the arrangement leaked to the news media. Federal prosecutors in New York ultimately charged Cohen in 2018 with violating federal campaign finance law or arranging payments amount and imprisoning him in federal prison. Trump was implicated in court filing as having known of the arrangement, as they refer to the documents as individual one, but U.S. prosecutors at the time did not want to bring charges against him. The Justice Department also long-time policy against indicting any sitting presidents for federal court. Bragg's procedures as the district attorney, Bragg's predecessor as district attorney, Cyrus Vance Jr., then took up the investigation into 2019. While the probe initially focused on the hush money payment, Vance prosecutors moved on to other matters, including examining the Trump's business details and the tax strategy. Vance ultimately charged Trump Organization and its chief financial officer with tax fraud related to fringe benefit payment of some of the company's top executives. The hush money matters became known around the DA office as the zombie case, which prosecutors revisited in periodically but never opt in to bring in charges. Bragg saw it differently. After Trump's organization was convicted on the tax fraud charge in December, he brought fresh eyes to the well-sworn known case. Hearing sometimes white-collar prosecutor Matthew, hiring on-time prosecutor Matthew Colangelo to oversee the probe, and convening a new grand jury. Cohen became a known witness, meeting with prosecutors nearly 24 times, turning over email records and other evidence, and testifying before the grand jury. Trump also long decreed that Manhattan investigator as a great witch hunt of all history. He has also lashed out his Bragg, calling the prosecutor, who is black, racist against white people. Remember, I'm reading from the AP paper here. I meant to give them credit. This is not my own words, because it's breaking news. And I'm telling you about the whole case, why they're charging the ex-president. The criminal charges in New York are at least salvo to a profound scheme between Trump and his hometown, a reckoning for a one-time favorite son who grew rich and famous, building skyscraper happily, which celebrated and graced page of city's gossip press. Trump, who famously riffed in 2016 that he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and would not lose a vote, now face a threat of his liberty in a borough where more than 75% voted against him. Now, many of these people are going to be potential juror against him when he is indicted or actually brought in front of the grand jury, however that work. Now, you're hearing that they're charging an ex-president. This is unprecedented, for paying off some girls for the shun-shun. Now, I wonder if him did purchase somebody, if the same thing would be going on. I want to make me know, because I realize that the melanated people, the people them that them call black people, put the Democrats in power in the United States of America. That is supposed to be a republic country, because it has a constitution. But I guess they know what Democrat mean. So it appears that there has been all kind of hush money being paid on the other side, because Silicon banks are falling, crypto banks are falling, And it's obvious there's something going on while Hunter Biden is not charged. Not saying that Trump should not be charged, but this seems to be another reach. Why would you charge someone for paying a person that accept the money to shut up? It's obvious. Just like social media kept the Hunter Biden story away, it's obvious. Sometimes people get themselves into things and have to compensate the person. I man don't see nothing wrong with paying off the Playboy model. I don't see nothing wrong. Well, I don't want to say Carl Kelly name, but you know say them band there are real soulful R&B. I don't agree with them lifestyle, but the music. So I don't see nothing wrong with paying off Stormy Daniel. And I don't see nothing wrong with paying off the other one. So I hope people realize that there are much more criminal activities that are going on in the United States government. And you say, you fooled me once. Shame on you. And fooled me twice. Shame on me. So, we will see what really go on. As Cohen was charged for lying to the government, and he's now turned state witness against his ex-boss. I guess you can change from being a liar to a truth teller. See, the whole situation is compromised because it's obvious what's going on. The people have woken in the United States and realized that Donald Trump is on the people's side. And in life, I'm going to let you know this right now. There's only one enemy of the state, and that's the citizen of the state. So Donald Trump seems to be a down-to-earth realist, a man who like the Republic, a man who say America first, because it appears that now them pick on the word MAGA so much that everybody a run from it. From you put on anything red. Look out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari Soldier. I want to big up on the people them from over in Ghana. You have given me so much compliments. I have to point it out. So, you know what I say? Big up all my empresses and my kings, my brother them from over in Ghana. I really appreciate love, the strength that you have given me. But I'm reporting here live, breaking news. The United States, the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, has now indicted the ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump. And he is expected to be arrested by next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari Soldier here of Deep Roots TV. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm asking you to subscribe to the Rastaman channel. Help build up the Rastaman panel. I'm more life, I'm more joy, and of course, I'm more nappiness. You stay blessed.
So from them mix with the fire, them have to mix with the lightning. Them mix with the lightning, them have to mix with the thunder. Them mix with the thunder, them got to mix with the world. And let's so black people put the wicked them under. Hey Babylon, me see them a fret and them a wonder. Who flashy like them and who roll the thunder? Deep root flashy like them and him roll the thunder. Babylon, me see that them a panda. Look how much of the youth them well them fret and kill, look how much them put under. How much of the youth them well them send a dove cut ya. Where Babylon the fire burn no longer. Babylon the proofs full of say you can't turn ya. Fire key, Rastaman and a real fire key. Whoa, fire key, Rastafari soldier real fire key. Yeah, balalang bang,
Pick up the TV. Respect, make sure to tune in the air every time.
Man, a deep roads, man. A whole junker there. Fly them sitting here, fly. Yeah.